All right, everybody, we're coming at you. It's live. It's 5 o'clock. It's a Thursday, December the 9th. It's not too often in December when you have multiple episodes of severe weather, tornadoes. But that's what we've seen this week. At least it looks like that's the way this week is going to go. We remember what occurred Sunday night, where we had several tornado touchdowns reported across portions of the Midwest, the lower Ohio River Valley, and into portions of the middle Mississippi River Valley. Now, all of a sudden, it does appear as if we're seeing some sort of a repeat type of scenario. And during this live discussion, that's what we're going to be talking about, bringing to you where the enhanced risk, there's an enhanced risk that was just issued by the Storm Prediction Center today. Those that are involved with that, where the highest chances of seeing a tornado. We'll put a timeline on it. Unfortunately, this is going to be almost exclusively a nocturnal event. So talking about what that means coming up here in a couple of moments. I am just going through a couple of clericals right now, but I will go ahead and get you started off with showing you where that risk is. And by the way, we are multi-streaming this program to both my main YouTube page for weather, that is, but also for the first time we're streaming directly over to the WxLIVE Media Facebook page. Which is cool because I haven't done that before, and it's a page that I've very gradually been working on growing, but we'll see how it goes tonight. In the meantime, I'm going to check in to see who's on here before we formally get started. And I'm waiting on my Getter my Getter account to get going here. I may have to go over and use one of my other accounts. That's what we'll do. It's the last bit that I have to do here before we can get rolling. I don't expect to make this a long-winded event, about a 10-minute update or so. And so if you're just now coming in, feel free to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think of the program and how we can make this better. All right, so it looks like we are just about off and running here, and we should be good to go at this point. Let me check in with our audience so far to see who do we have with us. You can see that risk area that we have, that I should say the Storm Prediction Center has identified. I think they've done an excellent job with us so far, by the way. I definitely think it warrants an enhanced risk. Keep in mind, in our 5 level scale of risk factors, it starts with marginal, goes to slight, then enhanced, and then moderate and high. This is going to be a 3 out of a 5 type of a category. But I'll say in advance that the setup for this appears to be more robust than what we saw with the setup Sunday night and Monday morning, and we know how that resulted, right? Yeah, that wasn't great. So we're hoping to not see a repeat. My hunch is we are going to see tornadoes. My hunch is there's going to be a whole bunch of warnings, okay? Now, the question is the severity, timing exactly, and exactly what communities will be most affected. There's a close-up look at southern Indiana, Kentucky, western Tennessee with that risk area, the highest risk located there in the orange. And waiting for my YouTube to catch up with me. Hopefully we have a smooth stream going. Let me know how the audio sounds. Let me know how the video looks. We are up and running. And thank you for being on. Anybody that's watching this catch up with me. Now. Hopefully we have a smooth stream going. Let me know how the audio sounds. Let me know how. Make sure we don't have any echoes as well. All right, moving into So here's the risk. We've got that in front of us now. And I'm going to show you live radar, and we'll come back to the specific risk as well. So currently things are pretty quiet, as you can see, across a good chunk of the central United States. We have a departing system exiting with some snow showers and some decent snows across portions of Michigan, northern Michigan, and the UP. This is making its way into portions of the eastern Great Lakes as well. There's a look. So that's the departing system. The one that we'll be watching for you is this one out here, though. You can see some of that jet stream wind energy making its way into the southwest and into the Rockies, and that's what we're going to be paying attention to. You see, okay, so we do have our WxLIVE media up and running. I want to go ahead and share this. Will it let me share this over to my main page? Probably not. Facebook makes it very difficult, so let me do just one last clerical, and then we'll go into the rest of this discussion. What I can share with you is we can go right on into some weather model imagery here together. This is the European for the day on Friday night, and Saturday. Look at that strong low pressure as it makes its way through the Great Lakes. It drops very rapidly. It's probably not going to end up being a bomb cyclone, but it's going to be close, and it's going to be strong. This is going to be quite a strong low pressure system. I've got Rich Lupia has joined, as well as Jim Perry in the house. Thanks, guys. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and share this over with my main page while we're talking, and give people a heads up that we're on here, and get people hopefully liking and sharing this feed. So good to see you guys on here. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting scenario, though, because I do believe that all modes of severe weather are going to be likely with this. And share to newsfeed. Yes, that's what I want to do. Oh, too many options. All right, that is away, and let me throw a hashtag or two in there. Back, and we are off and running. Off and running. All right. Thanks for being on. Okay, I've got all of my paperwork taken care of. So now we can talk about what's happening, where this stuff is going. Again, radar showing that things are quiet across the central U.S. The storm of interest is it's what you see roaming out here across the Intermountain Rockies, and this will be making its way in our direction. So upper level winds, fast moving jet stream winds are going to be driving this thing. I can show you that as well as we go back over to our primary computer. Did you guys give me a sound check and video check, by the way? How are we looking? How are we sounding? Here's a look as well as we go back over to echo. Let me fix that. Our primary computer. Did you guys give me a sound check and video check, by the way? Okay, so did I get that fixed? Hope so. Our primary computer. Okay. Did you? Yeah, apologize about the brief echo there. We are now operating all full steam ahead. Thanks for being on the Facebook. Again, just doing this. We're just trying some things out here. Okay, hopefully you like it. We're looking at the GFS. Look at the jet stream winds. Okay, so where you see this arching, what we're looking at here. I say arching. Let me explain. When you see that signature, the jet stream going way far north, that is a lot of ridging. A lot of ridging, and this is occurring in our atmosphere now. It's going to accelerate into the overnight period tonight. And what this will allow our atmosphere to do is warm quickly. So even though today was still somewhat cool, it's not going to be tomorrow. We warm, and then we look at this intense jet stream. These are jet streaks aloft, embedded within that jet stream. A sharp dip in the jet stream as well, which is what we're looking at. And you can see it pronounced there across the central plain states. And look at those winds in the purple there. Those are wind speeds somewhere in the order of about 180 to 200 miles per hour. Okay, so that's somewhere around 150 to 170 knots. and that's a lot of wind any time of the year. You would expect the jet stream to be more active this time of the year, and that's certainly what we'll be seeing. But this is going to be the troublemaker here, this jet stream pattern as it makes its way into the area. So this will be Friday night when we see the core of that upper level jet moving right across the area. I'm going to pause it right here. This is Saturday during the morning hours, and this is right through here. This whole area is going to be an area of an enhanced lift, and that's really going to help to be a trigger to the thunderstorms that we are expecting to see. So let's go back over to the weather model. We'll walk you through this first on a broad range, and then we're going to go down and take a look at future reflectivity, and then look specifically at the areas that could be looking at, again, unfortunately, a wide range of severe weather, but tornadoes, and as the Storm Prediction Center has even said, strong tornadoes will be a possibility with this particular setup. You never like to hear that wording, but I can understand why they are cautioning us the way they are. Now, this time of the year, oftentimes it's the instability. That's the ingredient that is most rare, okay? This time of the year, because we have less sunlight. And when the sun is up, it's lower sun angle, so you get less warmth, and oftentimes that is a limiting factor to the production of severe weather. I will say, though, that as we head on into Friday evening, and as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is going to be almost an exclusively nocturnal event. Nocturnal. It's going to be driven by upper level jet stream winds and a low level jet as well. And I'll show you that. But instability, as we go throughout the day on Friday, it's very minimum. Could you have a thunder shower? Yeah, maybe central western Kentucky. But it's really as we head on into the evening and overnight, where you start first western Kentucky, western Tennessee, the boot heel of Missouri, eastern Arkansas, northern and western Mississippi, where we're going to have these instability factors, these capes or convective available potential energy, somewhere in the order of about 500 to 1,000 units, and that's more than enough this time of the year. You know, sometimes, you know, these low top, what we call supercells, they only require a few hundred units of cape. So as we head on into the overnight period, particularly the evening, and for those areas west where that, again, most pronounced area is for the risk factors, that's what we're going to be watching out for. I'm gonna go back over to and I'm going to show you the risk again coming up here in a couple of moments. I just wanted to make sure that I had that preloaded for you. This is again jet stream winds coming out of the Rockies. So let's go ahead and show the risk area by the Storm Prediction Center, which I think is really well placed, very well placed. And I'll go ahead and turn off my radar imagery and my satellite. Okay, so we're just going to focus on the severe risk. This is the general risk category. Anywhere in the green there, that represents marginal risk of severe weather, but we're really going to focus on these areas in yellow and orange because that's where the highest chances of catching these severe thunderstorms will be. And they will start to fire up by Friday evening from Shreveport through Little Rock to Cape Girardeau, Evansville, maybe Paducah, and in the orange there, that's where the highest likelihood of actually catching some significant severe weather. And it's going to go from near Louisville, Evansville, through Paducah, Bowling Green, Nashville, Memphis. So there we said a bunch of major metropolitan areas, you know, Evansville, Louisville, which is close, Bowling Green, Nashville, Memphis. So you got like 5, 6 major metropolitan areas here. So the fact that it's coming at night as well, these are two things that are not working for us. We don't like to see severe weather at night. We particularly don't like to see tornadoes at night. Let's go on into your tornado probability. Okay. So here's your tornado probabilities, and they've got it at a 10%, which is that's fairly significant. This time of the year, it is significant. We all need to watch that. In that yellow is 10%, and in that kind of brown color or kind of maybe army green color, that includes areas like Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Lexington. If you head south, that's Columbus, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Shreveport and Monroe, Louisiana. Little Rock's involved with that. That's at 5%. And for reference, the Storm Prediction Center only had a 2% out Monday night. So that's a look at the tornado probabilities. Significant tornado. It's in this area in red that we'll continue to monitor. All right, let's see who we have, and then I'm going to walk you through the weather models coming up next. Thanks for being on, whether you're catching us on WxLIVE Media or whether you're catching us over on our YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys being on. If you don't mind a quick thumbs up, share of the program, it's always appreciated. All right, let's talk about some of these parameters that are leading us into this severe risk. And we talked about the instability. It's going to be there for the beginning of the event. It begins to wane. But even as we fast forward to Saturday morning, even Saturday morning, we're still looking at 300, 400, 500 units of CAPE. And it may not sound like a lot, but that's about what we had Monday morning when we saw multiple tornadoes spin up across central and eastern Kentucky. So, and unfortunately caused damage. The one tornado near Stamping Ground, it injured 3. So, are we going to have enough instability? It appears we will. Okay, this could change. We'll watch, see what tomorrow brings, and hopefully it does. The other factor that's so important, and we saw this on Monday, is the fact that we've got these screaming low-level jet stream winds. Take a look. All right, so this is, I'm going to pause it right here. This is 1 a.m. Eastern time. And these winds at 850 millibars, it's not that high above us. That's only, 4.5, 5,000 feet above us. You've got winds, according to the European weather model, as verified by other models as well. They're going to come screaming in here at between 60 and 80 knots. On the upper end, you could see 80 knot winds, close to it. That's like 90 miles per hour. And only about 5,000 feet above you. That's not good, friends. So this is 1 a.m. This is 4 a.m. with those, the core of those winds just going right over the Ohio River. And then by morning, this is 7 a.m. They begin to weaken a little bit as they enter eastern Kentucky before exiting. So a lot of wind with this. So regardless of whether you see a tornado, hopefully most of us won't, you're going to have some wind to deal with any squall line that is ongoing in this atmosphere. So we're going to have that. The other thing I want to mention to you is the placement of the cold front. Well, this is 7 a.m. Saturday. Yeah, you can clearly see where the front is located. Let me draw my chalkboard here for you. Right there. That's the actual front. So what we're going to see, most of this activity is going to be well in advance of the actual cold front. And then the actual cold front comes through. But I believe that with most of the upper level winds already passed, even though it's a very sharp front, by the time we get into the early hours on Saturday, that should not be that high of a risk. And in fact, we'll go back over to the Storm Prediction Center right now, talk about the day 3 risk. Okay, here we go. So this is day 2 risk. Goes through Saturday morning, Friday night through Saturday morning at 7 a.m. So beyond 7 a.m. we go into day 3. And then you see, they've gotten rid of all the brighter colors. No slight risk, no enhanced risk. That's because we're going to lose those ingredients on Saturday. So while you could still have a rogue, stronger thunderstorm across eastern Kentucky, much of the southeast, into the mid-Atlantic, you're just not going to have the ingredients that appear to be coming together for tomorrow night. So that is the focus, and that's what we've been talking about. It's 5:19. I've already gone longer than I wanted to go, but that's okay. I don't mind. Let's take some comments, questions, and then I'm going to finish up with the 3K NAM showing future reflectivity and my thoughts on what that is showing. And in the meantime, let's see who we have. Thanks for being on the YouTube channel. Got a modest crowd. Thanks for being here. If you don't mind, a quick thumbs up. As always, it's appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got Kyle Jordan back. Good to see you, Kyle. Dorothy Hamilton and Keith Searcy on the YouTube platform. Moving on over to our friends on Facebook. Yeah, it looks like a modest crowd growing on here as well. This is our WxLIVE media page. You've got myself and also meteorologist Rich Lupia. Follow him. He's on here right now. And he oftentimes will present the weather for this forecast page in the mornings. He does it typically Monday through Friday. Check out his forecast. He focuses on both New York State and also the Southeast, but you know, he'll dabble with wherever the weather is significant. So be sure to follow him. Mary Perry on saying hello. Hello, Mary Perry. I know you love it when us weather guys actually do weather. What a concept, right? What a concept. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and go back over to our weather models, and we'll finish up this program by walking you through, again, future radar. And I want to compare this future radar. And again, it's an interesting setup. Here we go. These are actually future temperatures. This is the high-res NAM. I just want to show you that front and how sharp it shows up here on the NAM. If the NAM is right, and it brings that front, it doesn't bring the front through Louisville until something like 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Same thing for Nashville. That's quite a, I've got like maybe less than 5 minutes. Yeah, I will. All right. So there you go, guys. This is what happens when your studio's in your home. Sometimes you got to take care of domestic stuff. I got a boy at wrestling practice. I got to go pick him up here in 40 minutes. So we got to wrap this up in a moment. But I did promise you that we would go ahead and we would take a look at future roof activity together. And this is the high-res NAM. So let's go back. I'm going to walk you back. This is tonight. This is Friday. Just showers. There's nothing of significance on here. Rain gets going for northern Illinois, Indiana, Friday afternoon, Friday evening. This is Friday evening. Still nothing significant. This is 10 o'clock Friday evening. Nothing significant on this map. So I'm going to go west. Make sure that we're watching this for everybody here. So let's go on into, I think Arkansas would be a great place to go. Let's go to Arkansas. Okay. So even as of 10 o'clock Friday evening, there's almost no convection. And then boom, here it comes. I don't know, I say that. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. There's not much there. There it is. Keep in mind, some of the other models blow this up sooner. But this is like 2 a.m. This is like 2 a.m. before that stuff begins to go. But when it goes quick. So here you go. And the NAM does create 3 distinct lines of storms. But it's got stuff so far north. I can't help but think that it may be a little too far north placed and a little bit too late. I think it comes in sooner than this, but you can see as it sweeps that activity, still healthy thunderstorms, even in the morning. Tomorrow across eastern, central and eastern Tennessee, central to eastern Kentucky. But again, they'll be waning. They'll be on the way out because they're not going to have the instability, not going to have the wind energy at that time. Here's a look at the GFS, which with a quite a different solution here. So I want to show you the GFS, and it's a broader scale model, so I can't show you, the details like the NAM will present to you. Sometimes real, sometimes fake. But it shows a robust line of storms firing up across central and then moving into eastern Kentucky, central, and then, western and central Tennessee. But it doesn't really get ramped up until 1, there's 4 a.m., there's 7 a.m. So between 1 and 7 a.m., the worst of the weather, and then these storms roll into eastern Tennessee. They should lose some severity after that point. That's the GFS. With that being said, final take, see who's on here. As we wrap this one up, who do we have on the program right now? Rich Lupia says no GFS on Facebook. Not allowed. Oh. Facebook is stuck on something. What's it stuck on? Oh, I'm looking at it live. It looks fine over here, Rich. Thanks for letting me know. Robin Kuhlman, I missed the first part of the show. Is this time of the year normal for tornadoes? It's not normal. typically you have two severe weather seasons. You got the one that everybody knows about in the springtime. Begins around March for the southern U.S. and doesn't end until late June or even July across the northern tier. So spring, and then you have the secondary severe weather season, which typically occurs late fall and maybe at the very beginning of winter. And so here we are. We have seen some active weather in recent weeks, not untypical for November, not untypical for early December. Okay? So good to see you, Robin. Thanks for being on. And then over to the YouTube. Again, thank you for being here. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, like if you can. I'm going to try, and I'm working with a TV station out of Lexington to try to make this happen. But I'm going to try to be on tomorrow night from that station. But we're running into some technical stuff. But I'm going to try to be live during this event. I'm kind of working with the TV station to make that happen. I have to do some TV work, watching the severe weather go through, specifically Lexington, Eastern Kentucky. So we'll see how that goes. Say a prayer for me. Hopefully it goes well, because I'd like to make sure I'm able to deliver the goods for you guys when and if the hits the fan tomorrow night. Again, nocturnal event. This is going to go overnight, and that's not usually good. So just a final element here, again, showing you that risk area for tomorrow night, the bullseye. Western Kentucky, western Tennessee, northern western Mississippi, far southeastern Missouri, and eastern Arkansas. Many other areas could see severe weather outside of that, including that slight risk up in Indianapolis. It's through Lexington and Cincinnati, and it's down through Jackson and Shreveport. Okay, so that's tomorrow night. That's all I've got. Thanks for being on. I've got to go pick up my boy here in a couple of minutes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the program. If you're new to the WxLIVE Media page, please subscribe or follow. So subscribe to the YouTube, follow on the Facebook. Thanks for being here. You guys have a great night, and we'll have an update at some point tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be live tomorrow night. You guys stay safe. Be blessed.